It's Tuesday, 9th April 2024. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the morning news on 3FM 92.7. We're coming to you live from our studio, CI number 35, John Hammond Street in Accra. We're live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927, also on 3news.com. My name is Noble Crosby Annan. In the bulletin this morning, polls blame cracks in the New Patriotic Party for decline in election fortunes.
MPP's performance is being seriously hampered by the existence of Alan Chiramatin in the race. If you look at the poll numbers we published, Alan's numbers are largely coming from MPP sympathizers.
Also coming up, Electoral Commission holds crucial Inter-Party Advisory Committee IPAC meeting to discuss three pertinent issues.
In the interest of the Electoral Commission itself and its own integrity, it ought to have called an emergency IPAC meeting to brief and discuss with stakeholders as to how to find a very assuring solution to them.
Plus, in what looks like a battle or a fight of letters, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, has denied allegations from the Ghana Grid Company that it has not followed load management instructions. We'll be getting more in the details of the story. Stay with us. Let's begin from the Election Command Center. It appears the cracks in the New Patriotic Party is having a toll on the fortunes of the party as the December polls approach. This is because the recent polls by Election Watch Global Info Analytics vindicate and indicate that the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, is trailing main opposition flag bearer John Dramani Mahama in the race to lead the country in 2025. The polls show John Mahama leads with 54.3%, followed by Dr. Bawumia with 34.9%. The founder of the Movement for Change, Alan Chiramatin, comes third with 7.5%, while Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar, follows in fourth place with 2.3%. Other candidates managed a paltry 1%. Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, Musa Dankwa, says the cracks in the party is to blame.
What we are seeing in the polls suggests that MPP's performance is being seriously hampered by the existence of Alan Chiramatin in the race. If you look at the poll numbers we published, Alan's numbers are largely coming from MPP sympathizers and some floating voters. And that is a problem MPP has. At the moment, they don't seem to be very united behind their candidate. On the average, about 80% or less of MPP sympathizers are voting for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And then when you go to the NDC, the number is close to 96%. So there is enthusiasm disadvantage for MPP. And then also you have a fragmentation of their support, with the splitting between Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Alan Chiramatin, and to some extent, Dr. John Dramani Mahama. So the party is not united behind their candidate.
Musa Dankwa, the Executive Director of Global Info Analytics, speaking there. Well, political scientist Dr. Kwame Asante, who is not surprised about the results, saying electorates are looking for options to the economic hardships in the country.
Take it or leave it. The government is not doing well. That is a fact. And this depends so much on the economy to decide who they want to give their vote to. So, yes, it is interesting that the study pointed out about the 24-hour economy. What is difficult to understand is that we are yet to have the full details of the 20. I know that it will resonate with the people when all its facets are thrown to the public for a discourse that will really deepen the knowledge of the system. But that aside, you realize that the economy is a critical indices for free and fair election.
Dr. Kwame Asante is a political analyst. Meanwhile, Interior Minister Henry Korte has emphasized a crackdown on social media incitement ahead of the December 7 polls. The sector minister pledged government commitment to retooling the police service to improve its effectiveness in ensuring a free and fair elections. The sector minister pledged a free and fair election in December and announced a crackdown on individuals who use social media to incite violence.
Before the elections, we shall do our best to give the Ghana police more accoutrement. I can assure you that we will ensure that this elections is free and fair. People sit in the comforts of their rooms and they threaten, oh, on the day of elections, anybody who makes those remarks will go after you. Your statements, your actions should not incite the public.
The voice of Interior Minister Henry Quartey there. Well, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, expresses gratitude to government for the support provided to the service.
Permit me at this point to thank profusely His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for the support that he has extended to the police service since he took the realm of office that has actually changed the dynamics when it comes to policing in this country. We say we are grateful. I will continue to demand more.
Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare there. Now, the Electoral Commission will today hold an emergency inter-party advisory committee meeting with political parties to address some pending issues. The meeting comes on the back of calls from the main opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, for the EC to meet the parties to update them on the issue of missing laptops and the return of some outstanding biometric verification devices. According to the EC's invitation letter to the parties, the agenda for the meeting includes the upcoming voter registration exercise, the Ajiso by-elections, and an update on the Commission's biometric equipment, amongst any other related concerns. Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbande, spoke with us.
Yeah, we believe that in the interest of the Electoral Commission itself and its own integrity, it ought to have called an emergency IPAC meeting to brief and discuss with stakeholders as to how to find a very assuring solution to the matter. Number two, in its own calendar or schedule, it was supposed to have held an IPAC meeting in the last few weeks, but it failed to do so, no notices to stakeholders. And so we are calling on it because it is its own calendar. In any case, there are issues that we have to discuss, so we must go for meeting.
Mustafa Gbande of the NDC speaking there. Away from that to some other stories this morning. Government will have to answer questions on some funds paid for the construction of the Paulug multi-purpose dam. This is because the Auditor General's report reveals that government in 2021 paid $11.9 million to Chinese contractor MS Power China for the final payment of the Paulug irrigation project, which is yet to commence. The Auditor General in its report for receipts on foreign exchange payments by the Central Bank for 2021 has cited the Bank of Ghana for the payment with no evidence of work done. My colleague Noble Crosby Annan has more in this report.
Million United States dollars. Government claims this would be the single largest investment ever made in a northern part of the country. But nearly 5 years after a colorful sword cutting ceremony, no major work has been done as the contractor has abandoned the project site. It is emerging that government in 2021 paid Chinese contractors MS Power China $11.9 million US. Well, it is clear, despite the payment made by the central bank on behalf of the state, there's no evidence of the work. Government, in the same vein, has made payment of $2.57 million US to Motor Angels Contract Cow for the construction of expansion works on the Accra Tema motorway. It has emerged that there's no evidence of work done, as currently the contractor on the motorway is MS Maripoma. The Public Accounts Committee is enraged at the payment, as the auditors have been asked to go back and do further details on the work.
A report by my colleague Noble Crosby there. Now, before we go, the Electricity Company of Ghana has denied allegations from the Ghana Grid Company that it has not followed load management instructions. The issue is primarily about the timing and adequacy of load management requests received from Gridco. ECG acknowledges receiving directives to drop loads at specific bulk supply points, but it urges that discrepancies in the timing impact operational planning. ECG provided detailed statistics on load management requests received between January and March 2024, highlighting instances where requests were received before peak or off-peak periods. Meanwhile, the former Power Minister, Dr. Kwabena Donkor, says the next government may face power challenges from the turn of events.
Payments that ought to be made are being rescheduled for 4 years, are being rescheduled for the next government. So the next government will be overburdened. So it is important going forward we look at that. As a sector, what we really need to do is to drive down cost and improve on efficiency. In the short term, that has to be done.
The voice of Dr. Kwabena Donkor there. But that's how we wrap up on the morning news on 3FM 92.7. There's more news on our website, 3news.com. Please log on home. My name is Noble Crosby Annan. Sunrise is up next, and Helen Apiampo is here. Good morning to you, Helen. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing fantastic. How are you feeling?